other security agencies in the state. And with the comments you made, I'm very, very optimistic. It's a matter of time. Peace will return to that same Zamfara that you knew about.
The need for communities in Zamfara state to desist from any act of collaboration with the terrorists and to be assisting the security operatives with actionable intelligence was emphasized during the interaction. Special prayers were also offered for the repose of the souls of some security operatives recently ambushed by the terrorists along Gusau-Funtua Road. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
The federal government has announced that loading of the first batch of petrol from the Dangote refinery is to commence this Sunday, 15th September. Also from 1st of October, the NNPC will commence the supply of about 385,000 barrels per day of crude oil to the Dangote refinery to be paid for in Naira. Chairman Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adediji, who made this known for the Implementation Committee, which is chaired by the Ministry of Finance, has also allayed fears that refined crude from Dangote is being boycotted by marketers, saying the NNPC will henceforth buy directly from Dangote and sell to the marketers for onward distribution.
On Sunday, 15th September 2024. In return, Dangote Refinery will supply PMS and diesel of equivalent value to domestic market to be paid for in Naira. Diesel will be sold in Naira by Dangote Refinery to any interested off-taker. PMS will only be sold to NNPC. NNPC will then sell to various marketers for now.
The FIRS boss says government strongly believes that this initiative will help reduce pressure on the Naira, eliminate unnecessary transaction costs, and improve availability of petroleum products in the country. And the Secretary General Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, Hitam Al-Gais, has applauded Nigeria's continuous support to OPEC's mission of sustaining a stable and balanced global oil market. This is as the organization commemorates 64 years of existence. Lydia Sampson reports.
OPEC Day, celebrated on September 14th, commemorates the founding of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries in 1960. This year marks the 64th anniversary of OPEC, which was established during a historic conference in Baghdad.
This special occasion today is a time to honor the efforts of all those who have worked so hard throughout our history to make OPEC a resounding success, including many Nigerians. We must recognize the immense contributions of Nigeria and all our member countries. That includes heads of states and government, ministers, governors and national representatives.
He says, though OPEC has evolved significantly over the decades in adapting to various global economic challenges and changes in the energy landscape, OPEC remains committed to its founding principles as a global advocate for multilateral cooperation.
This day, the 14th of September, which has been designated as OPEC Day, provides a perfect opportunity to reflect on and remember OPEC's remarkable journey from its founding to its present. While acknowledging past glories is important, it is also crucial to look ahead and anticipate what is to come.
The anniversary also serves as a reminder of OPEC's ongoing commitment to cooperation and dialogue in addressing global energy issues and sustainable development. OPEC Secretary General Hitam Al-Hayes, who commended OPEC members, is optimistic about the global role of the organization going forward, describing it as having its greatest days ahead. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, Nta News.
The World Bank is assessing the impact of its intervention projects under the Nigeria Electrification Project, which seeks to provide electricity to unserved and underserved communities. Joshua Ojito reports that the World Bank Vice President inspected one of the projects and interacted with beneficiaries as the bank pledges more funding to close the energy gap in the country.
Peti
Nkwali Area Council of the FCT is one of the benefiting communities of the Nigeria Electrification Project, NEP, which has so far provided electricity to more than 7 million Nigerians through solar hybrid mini-grids, solar home systems, and captive power plants.
Since solar came here, our business and everything is moving on.
World Bank is one of the funding partners of the project, and its vice president on infrastructure is in Nigeria to assess how the project is stimulating rural economy and energizing education as well as health.
From a village they have no electricity to a village they have electricity, and I think it's transforming people's life. And I can see how people use electricity for, of course, for lightening, but also for access to information.
He has seen by himself how this power plant has crystallized the powering of the entire community with over 200 connections.
And that's why in the new DES program, we have a very, very, very steep ambition to ensure that more people have this energy.
World Bank commits to provide electricity to more than 300 million people in sub-Saharan Africa by 2030. And the success story of the Nigeria Electrification Project is expected to scale up interventions. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, has fined 11 distribution companies 9.11 billion naira for overbilling of customers under estimated billing. The Abuja Electricity Distribution Company has the highest fine of 1.7 billion naira, while the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company has the lowest fine of 15 million naira. The fines follow comprehensive investigations into the distribution company's billing practices. The penalty, NERC notes, is a response to the distribution company's non-compliance with previous directives aimed at capping estimated billing for electricity consumers. With these measures, the distribution companies, NERC emphasizes, are required to enhance their service delivery and adhere to service-based tariffs. NERC also says the companies must publish explanations on their websites within 24 hours if they fail to provide a committed level of service on Band A feeders for 2 consecutive days. In the meantime, the River State government has extended the ongoing rural electrification project to more communities in Kana local government area of the state. Osinachi Samuel reports that Gwara community is the latest beneficiary, making it a total of 9 communities in Kana local government area.
Operation Light Up Kana initiative is in line with Governor Siminalayi Fubara's Rivers First agenda, aimed at providing basic social amenities for the economic development of the rural communities and the state. Some communities in Kana, including Gwara community, received commendations from the governor for their resilience in protecting government infrastructure. Governor Fubara, who was represented by the Speaker of the River State House of Assembly, Victor Okojambo, also commended the chairman for meeting the needs of the people.
He did not just take our money and went to Port Harcourt to do whatever he likes. He used the very lean resources within his disposal to provide something that affects both men, women, fathers, mothers, and children.
The caretaker committee chairman of Kana local government area, Marvin Yobana, thanked the governor of River State for the massive support. He announced that over 500 students from Kana local government area are benefiting in the ongoing ICT training in partnership with Kensarawiwa Polytechnic Bori.
And the graduates of that initiative done by the caretaker committee, they are going to, all of them will receive one laptop and a starter pack, so that they can start processing their own software and become ICT entrepreneurs.
They also paid a visit to the Traditional Rulers Council in appreciation for their roles in the maintenance of peace in the area. Next, in the Operation Light Up Kana initiative is your Kana Aziz, Osinachi Samuel, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 3 on Nta News24. More reports in a moment. Stay with us.
From the creeks of the Niger Delta to the breathtaking scenery of the plateau, in noonday and nighttime, we set out to bring to you captivating stories that evoke your emotions. For fascinating documentaries and reports on day-to-day issues with expert analysis, tune in to Nta News24, DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 26, StarTimes channel 101 and 433, and Free TV channel 703.
You're welcome back. The peculiar challenges of operating in a political environment and the essence of time management in public service were the major talking points at the 2024 retreat of the National Assembly in collaboration with the National Assembly Service Commission. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ugunjide reports that the theme of the four-day retreat is promoting inter-institutional synergy for enhanced legislative performance.
This retreat is intended to discuss and review policy documents issued by the Commission, as well as circulars emanating from the Office of the Head of Service of the Federation, to ensure proper understanding and effective implementation in the National Assembly Service.
This retreat is also designed to x-ray other activities that are necessary for execution by the management of the Commission and the National Assembly in the quest to bring about efficiency and effective service delivery in the lawmaking arm of government.
This retreat provides a valuable opportunity for us to engage in deep introspection and critical assessment of our current level of inter-institutional collaboration, identifying strengths to build upon and bottlenecks impeding optimal synergy.
We believe that as PLAC, our role and our work is to promote the integrity of these institutions, to ensure that the public sees this institution as key in promoting and achieving democracy.
Topics at the retreat touched on the role of participants in making Nigeria's democracy enduring through the provision of a stable and well-defined leadership by adhering strictly to civil service rules. Experts also diagnose challenges of human resource management and provide solutions.
Civil servants must accept and respect elected, appointed political leaders at all levels, but sadly without unnecessary sycophancy.
Take time off to break and rest, and take advantage of information and communication technology. These things have come to stay. The major time saver of our time now is ICT.
The consensus here is that the performance management system now in place across government-related agencies would provide a defined scheme of monitoring and evaluation in the civil service as established by the present administration. In Abuja, Joshua Oguchide, Nta News.
Federal government has declared Monday, 16 September as a public holiday to mark the celebration of Eid al-Maulud, birth of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, who made the declaration on behalf of the federal government, congratulates Muslims both home and in the diaspora and urges them to imbibe the virtues of patience, sacrifice and seize the opportunity of the period to pray for enduring peace and a more prosperous and egalitarian nation. The Civil Defense, Correctional, Fire and Immigration Services Board has approved the promotion of 20,867 senior officers from the various paramilitary agencies in the Ministry of Interior. Secretary of the board, Ja'afaru Ahmed, disclosed this following a two-day meeting of the board, the fifth this year, presided over by the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, in Abuja. The promotions, according to Ahmed, cut across multiple ranks, including inspector, assistant superintendents, controllers, and commandants in the Nigerian Correctional Service, the Nigeria Immigration Service, Federal Fire Service, and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps.
5,329 officers were promoted across board. The Nigeria Immigration Service, 112 officers were promoted across board. Federal Fire Service, 489 officers were promoted across board. In the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense, 9,937 officers were also promoted, bringing the total to 20,867.
Other approvals, he says, include a new scheme of service for the Federal Fire Service and a training curriculum for its training institutions.
The board considered and approved the monitoring, evaluation, and collaboration in the career development courses organized by the four services.
The board urges beneficiaries to view their promotions as an opportunity for improved service to the nation. Meanwhile, the Controller General, Nigeria Customs Service, Adewale Adini, says the service will continue to invest in human capital development based on its quest to achieving its mandate of trade facilitation, fighting smuggling, and protecting the borders. He says the success of the service will be determined by the competence of officers who execute the plans. While decorating some newly promoted officers, the Chief Custodian of the Nigeria Borders emphasized that various reforms within the service are yielding the expected results.
Service is on the course of a kind of transition from one generation of officers to another. To the younger generations of officers, I would want to assure you that there is no cause for alarm for a number of reasons. First, these sets of officers that we have elevated have been selected very carefully on the basis of merit. I want to assure you that these are officers with proven integrity. These are officers that have shown competence, diligence, and commitment in their approach to their work and responsibility. So there is going to be a rich depth of people that can give you inspiration for what you do.
Our proposal in the immediate past. Perhaps, if not for your spirit of fairness and equity, some of us will not be standing here today celebrating the appointment of this branch.
Now, after decades of a blocked river basin and the menace of Taifa grass, which have impacted negatively on the ecological balance and livelihoods, the Nguru wetlands in Yobe State are once again beehives of activity following the agroclimatic resilience in semi-arid landscapes of the World Bank and the federal government's dredging interventions, which have now led to the return of water for farming and fishing activities in the area. Charles Alpha reports. All right, so we'll bring you that report in our subsequent bulletins. A Nigerian man, Emmanuel Ihejirika, who had been sentenced to death for drug trafficking in Indonesia, has been freed after several years in prison. A statement by the Diaspora Commission says the man regained freedom after his case was taken up by a Nigerian lawyer based in Washington, D.C., Emmanuel Obegi. In a meeting with Ogebe, in Washington, D.C., Abike Dabiri Erewa commended him for his selflessness and kindness. Several years back, a delegation from Nigeria, headed by the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Ojo Madueke, had visited the Indonesian prison to plead for clemency for 21 Nigerians on death row convicted for drug trafficking. 4 of them have been executed, along with an Indonesian and a British citizen. Ihejirika's case appeared to be one of mistaken identity, which the lawyer proved to get him finally exonerated. This is the news desk at 3 on Nta News 24. Here's a recap of our top stories. President Tinubu commends military on successful operations in Northwest, pledges sustained support. OPEC at 64, organization applauds Nigeria's complementary roles in stabilizing oil market. And World Bank commits more funding to power projects in Nigeria.
This is Nta News 24.
Well, that concludes the news desk at 3 on Nta News 24. Thank you for watching. I am Dennis Adegunloye.